Hello, 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 my YouTube subscribers and my subscribers to be. I am your host, Josie Latimer, coming to you Saturday night. Just thinking about the San Francisco Bay Area, you guys. Um, California is becoming the worst nightmare for California lovers, including myself. I'm not telling you what I think. I'm telling you what I know because all of my friends are still there. When I left Houston, I was a very young girl, like 21 years old, and I had the desire, a real strong desire, to move to California because oftentimes my friends would visit California, and when they would come back, they would just look different. Their clothes would be different. They'd have a new attitude, a new hairdo. And me being from the South, just a country girl, my dad was a cowboy. So I was pretty much raised in the South. And I was just so amazed at how different my friends would leave the South and just go there for the summer. You know how when you're out in the summer from school, and I had a girlfriend named Pam, and she would always go to California. And when she would come back, she would bring me all kind of different things. And so every time I would wear the clothing, people would say, "Oh my God, where did you get that from?" I said, "Oh, I got this in Los Angeles." "Oh, really? Oh, wow, I like that." So, I always had that dream to go to California. I really, really did. And you remember that song, "It Never Rains in Southern California." That's a lie. When I first went to California, I was so devastated because at the time it was a rainstorm. And I recall going there, and I think it was around January or something in 1979. Actually, it was 78, close to 79. And I was 21 years old. And it was really, really something, you guys. It was a rainstorm. It was People had bags everywhere. It was ridiculous. I was like, what in the hell did I come to? Now I'm leaving Texas where it's always the hurricanes and the floods and so forth and so on. And then I get there for the very first time after wanting and dreaming and desiring to move to California. Matter of fact, I jumped up and sold everything and I moved there. Didn't really know anyone. So I did meet some people and I was able to live with some people, roommates. In California, that's how it is. Everybody tends to bunch up on everyone and have roommates because the cost of living was expensive then, but Lord have mercy, nothing like now. Do you know the homelessness and all of that? And within 10 years' time, the homelessness are about 50% more than it was 10 years ago. The cost of living is so high until many people, you got to make at least 100 and probably 100 and way over 100,000 just to even be in California, period. Because otherwise you're not going to be able to pay your rent. I have a girlfriend right now in Oakland, California, who lives not on the lake but near the lake, and her rent is a couple of $1,000s, and it's a studio. You see what I'm saying? A studio, a couple of $1,000s, probably closer to 3,000, maybe 2,500. Unbelievable. And I recall when I moved there, I was the manager of an apartment house near Golden Gate Avenue because when I first moved to Los Angeles and then I made my way to San Francisco and I was living on Golden Gate Avenue. At the time, the rent was really reasonable because I found an apartment where I could manage it. And the people all I had to pay was $150 a month. That apartment right now will cost you about 3,000 at least. And it was just a one bedroom, not very large, just a one bedroom apartment. Oh my God. California is becoming the worst nightmare, you guys. Hey, don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe while I tell you my story. Look, and so then when I got there, it was just so much going on. Everything was so expensive. I had to pray to stay there because I was like, I am not going to be a failure. So I worked in Union Square, made my way to San Francisco. I worked in Union Square, San Francisco, and then later built a business, successful business. And one thing about it back then, people really spent money. I mean, they believe in looking good in California. That's one thing about California, and it's so beautiful because the Bay Area, Northern California is so pretty. You got Sausalito. You can go to Napa Valley, the wine country. You can drive on up the coast, go to Los Angeles, California, Yosemite. You can go just, I mean, you can go from one part of the whole, from the Bay Area all the way to Southern California. And I mean, it is beautiful. However, you guys, now it has become one of the worst nightmares because you got your fires there, you have your your fires there, you have your earthquakes there, you have the cost of living very high, you have a large amount of homeless people every single where you go. And they're even living on the BART train. The BART train that takes you into San Francisco, what they do, they wait on that last train and they hop on that last train. It could be like 30 to 40 homeless people. And the cops have to every night, every single night, get these people off of that train, that BART train. And they're trying to sleep in airports. They hide in little crevices where people can't see them. It's just really something. And then a friend of mine was telling me her daughter works in San Francisco, and people use the bathroom right in the middle of the streets, you guys. And if you're walking down the sidewalk and trying to go to work, you got to kick mess out of the streets so it won't get on your shoes. I mean, and they said that the escalators in the BART train, and they said the escalators get stuck all the time. It's because people were using the restroom on the escalators. So that stuff was drying up into the escalators cracks, and it was breaking down the escalator at the BART train stations, you guys. Oh my God. California, California, California. And so then all of your celebrities and like people that moved up in the hills, such as I had a house up in the hills, and the house that I have up in the hills is not as high as the houses that people went all the way up to the top. Like you can almost touch the sky. Well, guess what? The higher you went up to avoid the ghetto, you end up burning down to the ghetto or sliding down with the mudslides. Oh, that was another thing, the mudslides too. So what goes up, as my mama always said, does come down. I don't care where you go, you can't run and you cannot hide. There's always going to be something. But right now, California is the worst because people that are trying to make it cannot afford to even move there. And the new millennials, they have to move somewhere like down to the south if they want to start a life. It would take a whole lot of people working in one household just to make it in California. I'm telling you, because even when I went there, like I said, I had to team up with roommates until I was able to establish a business that I could afford to do whatever in the hell I wanted to do at that time. But California right now, I mean, I tried to give my broker friend, I tried to give them some business from Houston to California, and they go, oh, I don't want that business. They can't come here. And I'm like, but how do you know? You haven't even talked to the people. They go because they're looking for a deal, and the deals are not here. They're in Texas. Oh my God, California is becoming the worst nightmare, you guys, because if you don't already own property there and you didn't go there, like in your earlier years where your home can be paid for and you don't have to worry about anything but taxes, and even taxes is out the roof. Taxes are, oh my God, you guys, California is becoming the worst nightmare. And a lot of those people that are homeless are very, very professional people, very intelligent people, people that may have had a downfall. All of them were not drug addicts. All of them were not heroin addicts or pill addicts or opium, whatever they call it. Or a lot of those people were people that have jobs, but the jobs just cannot, they're not making enough money to pay their rent, you guys. It is really, really something. And it's just so many people, it seems like the city cannot accommodate all of the people. However, when I saw on the Bart train, oh, and I used to ride that train every single day, you guys. I am so, so happy I'm not there now because I love California. Don't get me wrong, Californians that are listening to my audio. Don't get me wrong. I love California. California made me a happy person when I was there. California, you can become successful if you have a business there because anybody that lives there that are still there and up and running, they will support your business because they make a lot of money because only the rich and people that are making money will spend money. So back then, people really did spend a lot of money because they were making a lot of money and because the economy wasn't as high. And by now, those same people should be millionaires, so they would definitely be able to support a business in any area. It doesn't matter, even in California. It doesn't matter if you live in the ghetto, your house is still worth $1 million or close to $1 million. It doesn't matter. I have a friend that I actually helped bring to California, and they're in up there in Silicon Valley. House worth about $3 million, and at the time probably didn't pay but about 50 or 60,000 for it. You see what I'm saying? And people want to pay them like 5 million for that property, but it's only the rich people that would do so. And I think they're about the only African Americans on the block where they are. And so I was telling them, I said, "Aren't you happy that I brought you to California?" So, but guess what? What they're doing now, they're going to come to Texas and buy retirement property in Texas because they can afford it without even touching any monies or pulling any monies from that property in Silicon Valley. So normally people that live there who went early on in life pay for their property, they're rich. Anyone trying to go now to build a life, it's impossible. Totally, unless you know someone that's rich that's going to give you $1 million to get started. California is becoming the worst nightmare, you guys. Even gas. Gas is about almost $4 a gallon. Probably four. Someone said it was 4 point. It depends, I guess, on what service station you go to. Gas is almost $5 a gallon. Unbelievable. Bread is expensive, $4 or $5 for bread. Everything is high in California. But I love it still. I love it because it's so beautiful. The crookedest street in the world, San Francisco. I love it. But I couldn't stay there now because the smell, even in Los Angeles, the garment district, I used to go there very often, all the time, 2 or 3 times a month to the garment district in Los Angeles over on Sante up in there. And I'm telling you, the smell, the homeless people everywhere, You can't even focus and think on what you're going to buy because your mind is distracted from looking around and feeling sorry for all these homeless people. And all of your celebrities that are up in Hollywood, they don't give a damn about those people. I don't know how they could live in a city and be proud of it and nobody is doing anything to help those people. I mean, it is really something. California is becoming the worst nightmare, you guys. And there are homeless people also in Hollywood. You can be in Hollywood thinking you are thinking you are going to see a beautiful city, and when you go, you will be totally disappointed that it's not all of that. It is really, really not. Houston, Austin, and other cities are cleaner and prettier looking. I'm really telling the truth. California, it's declining, you guys. It's declining. So the people that are celebrities that work in California, live in California, most of them travel. So they're not just there, they're just, they travel, they just work there because of the studios there. Like when I go on castings or whatever, or if I get a role or do a commercial, I'm flying to California. They fly me there, and I'm bringing my butt right back to Texas. I'm just telling you. California, woo. And they talk about the South, but guess what? The reason the streets are flooded in the South now because the California people can't afford to live there. And even the celebrities, they want land. They want California, everything is all crammed up. So many people. And in Texas, it's a lot of land. Carolina, people are learning that they want privacy, quietness, and space. And especially when you mature. I'm telling you, I have a friend whose nephew went to California in the movie business, work at one of Paramount or one of the movie theaters there, and they even want to move back to Texas. And they recently got the job. I think they received a job like a couple of years ago, and they're going to be there only another couple of years, make enough money, and then get the hell up out of there and go back to Austin, Texas. Austin is beautiful too. It has mountains. It kind of puts you in the mind of California. It's really, really, really beautiful. So, yeah, you guys, I just want to tell you that story about California. It is something else, but it is beautiful. Like I say, if you go on a trip, you just have to go straight to your destinations. Like if you want to take the wine train, go to Napa Valley, go see the crooked street in the world. But if you go to San Francisco and LA, my Lord, homeless people everywhere. Everywhere. I don't care, rich neighborhoods, poor neighborhoods. I mean, because a lot of rich people are now homeless. And please, please don't go to Reno or Tahoe. You see more homeless people that were very wealthy and gamble their money away. So it's not just the drug addicts that are homeless. You got people that gamble, that are homeless. You have people that are mentally uh, unstable that are homeless. You have people that are professional and they work every day and they're homeless because they can't afford to pay the rent. I am really telling the truth, you guys. It is really, really, really bad. And right now, I have tickets to go to California. I think I'm going to let them go ahead and expire because I had gotten some tickets to go and I couldn't make it, so they wouldn't give me a refund. But you know what? My plans, I wanted to go to LA to go shopping, and my girlfriend that lives there said, "Girl, you got to fight through a whole lot of homeless people just to do what you got to do." Since I was there last, she says it's gotten worse that quick. And that was only like a year ago or so. She says they're everywhere. And the smell, they just use the bathroom in the streets and don't give a damn about who see them. I mean, they got to use it somewhere. So they don't care. And it's really nothing can be done about it. So I just wanted to share that with you. And this is not what I think. This is what I know about California. I don't want to discourage anyone because, like I said, I love California. I love California. I may go back to California. But I will go back and forth. I'll go back and forth. I may go back, stay a little bit, get the hell up out of there, and only go to destinations and not where the homeless is. And I feel sorry for the homeless people, but also they need help. I don't know if they need to put them in an institution where they can get training or some type of class or camp, or they need to do something, because if these BART police officers have to every night get them off the BART train that takes people to the airport. I mean, if you come and visit or you go visit San Francisco, you do not want to ride a train with 30 or 40 homeless people that have not bathed,